Every game after Morrowind has been criticized for Bethesda not being able to write. You will find hundreds of videos and posts on YouTube and Reddit about Bethesda's awful writing, with Emil Pagliarulo as a scapegoat. Oblivion's writing was criticized for lacking depth and substance. Skyrim was criticized for simplistic quests and bland factions. Unlike other studios, Bethesda never had a dedicated writing team. Todd, in an interview, said, "Our quest designers are our writers. They write the stories and implement the quests." The credits pages of Morrowind, Oblivion and Skyrim list multiple people under the writing section. Maybe they never wanted to have dedicated titles like lead writer for some reason, or maybe team members do more than just writing, which is why we see titles like lead designer or senior designer at Bethesda. Now, will this criticism of their writing continue with the Elder Scrolls 6 too? Maybe, because Bethesda's approach of using technical engineers to write quest stories can't match a studio like CD Projekt Red, who have a team of professional writers whose job is to think only about the world building, lore and stories for quests. A team of professional specialists will always create superior quality output compared to a team of generalists. This is applicable in any professional field. So I don't understand why Todd does not notice this glaring issue in his team structure. Well, it's been like this for multiple decades, so there is no hope of any change here. The last single-player Elder Scrolls game was released in 2011, and Elder Scrolls 6 may come out in 2027. So has the writing team evolved over these years? Kurt Kuhlman and Bruce Nesmith, the lead designers of Skyrim, have left the studio. The lead quest designer and writer for Far Harbor and Starfield was Will Shen, and he has quit too. Bethesda has been hiring top modding talent to work on their games. Chris Takahashi is the author of highly rated mods like Interesting NPCs for Skyrim and Tales of the Commonwealth for Fallout 4. Stephanie Zachariadis worked as the head writer of Fallout London. Both of them now work for Bethesda and have made contributions to Starfield. If you have enjoyed these Starfield quests, Escape, Perfect Recipe, Lost and Found, Fallen Footsteps, and A House Divided, then you will enjoy some of their work in Elder Scrolls 6. All of them were written by Chris, who has proved to be a super talented writer. And if you loved Fallout London, then it's a positive that Stephanie is part of the questing and writing team. Eleonora, a mod author known for her cluttered and lived-in Fallout and Skyrim house mods, was the lighting and clutter artist on Starfield. I assume she will work on Elder Scrolls 6 too. What about the elephant in the room? Emil Pagliarulo. There's a lot of hate for this one individual online. It is quite shocking. I feel most people targeting Emil are jumping on the bandwagon as they have poor critical thinking skills and are prone to following group mentality. Criticizing the job of a public figure who is involved in publishing games is fair, but all of that abuse and hate? Man, that's awful. So if you look at the article on Polygon.com, Emil talks about what he did with Starfield. He was involved in the main quest or the main story. He came up with the factions and a high-level storyline for each faction. He worked on the concepts for each city and also did some high-level world building. But you have to understand that Elder Scrolls 6 is a different beast, and if the game is set in Hammerfell, there is a lot of existing lore and world building already in place for that province. So all of you Emil haters can breathe a sigh of relief. He won't be creating new stuff. Same thing with factions and cities. We already have well-established factions and cities in the Elder Scrolls world. How much of an influence will Emil have on the main quest? That is hard to say. I hope that Alan Nannes is the lead designer. He is a studio veteran and has been involved in writing and quests since Morrowind. Emil will have inputs and will manage the team of writers, but I don't think this will be his game. So yeah, as I said, all of you Emil haters can breathe. It is natural that after all of these years, the studio now has a mix of old-timers and new blood. I expect the quality of stories from this team to be mixed. Some will be great and some will have flaws, just like any other Elder Scrolls game. Chris Takahashi, Stephanie, Eleonora, and others are part of the next generation of Bethesda devs, and a lot of their work is of top-tier quality. So we can expect good stuff from them. I won't buy into this argument online where people say Bethesda's writing team is incompetent and we should worry about Elder Scrolls 6 and it's going to be trash. Now, tell me, what do these people mean by writing? Is it rhetoric? Is it dialogue? Exposition? Structure? World building? Characters? Quests? Point of views? What is it? Is it all of the above or is it none of the above? I have concluded that people making these accusations don't understand writing in video games. Here's an example of a review of Starfield on Steam. This is a classic example of self-titled gaming intellectuals who psychoanalyze a few quests, try to find plot holes, and then make blanket statements saying writing is terrible. We can find plot holes and oversight in any game's quests. This person is not talking about all the interesting characters we meet in Starfield who have their own personalities. He does not mention the amount of dialogue available when interacting with NPCs in cities. He is not talking about so many quests in Starfield that offer branching and roleplay options. And he does not mention the wonderful rumor system and scenes between NPCs that help disseminate game world information when we visit cities. Nope, they do not mention these important facets of Starfield's writing. They did some cherry picking, found some plot holes to satisfy their ego, and made sweeping generalizations about Bethesda's writing. This is so lazy in my honest opinion. These kind of people indulge in ambiguous criticism, a very common tactic of bad faith criticism. You find them all over Steam, YouTube, and Reddit. And they won't hesitate to call you a normie if you love the games they hate. Anyway, let's get back to the topic on hand. Can we get some hints about the writing of Elder Scrolls 6 by observing Bethesda's latest release, Starfield? I found the writing in Starfield the best Bethesda has ever done, and I love the world they've created. Is the world building as good as Morrowind? No, but it is not horrible either. As you walk around in cities, you listen to random conversations on the street. They are the best I've seen in any game. This is a product of a well-designed rumor system in action, which has resulted because of great writing. I realized that compared to Skyrim or Fallout 4, Starfield has way more dialogue options with every NPC we meet. It is not surprising as Chris Takahashi worked on the ambient crowd and NPC dialogue in Starfield. Compared to flawed RPGs like Oblivion, Starfield's city and faction quests offer far more choices and branching paths and unexpected twists and turns. Companions are well written if one-dimensional. The game explores some very deep ideas, and the non-spoken exposition that Bethesda is known for is here if you look for the small details. Overall, I noticed flaws in Starfield's writing at times, but I also saw many instances of excellence. This is similar to my observations in Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim. I have criticisms of Starfield's design, systems, mechanics, limited factions, and incomplete world building. Writing was not the main issue for me. If Bethesda repeats the same approach with Elder Scrolls 6, I will be okay with that. Remember, they do not have a team of professional writers. Their engineers create the stories and quests. That's been the case since Morrowind. You can act like a child, throw tantrums, and hate them, but nothing will change here. All the unbalanced and uninformed rhetoric you see online against Bethesda's writing won't affect me at all, and it shouldn't affect you either. I implore you to not watch videos from grifters and gaming news YouTubers who are only in it to spread negativity and hate to farm views. Gaming news channels like Luke Stevens, Legacy Killer HD, Mighty Plays, Juicehead, and others spend a few days or a week on a game and move on to the next shiny new thing. They don't play a game for an extended period of time. They spend no time with a real gaming community like ours. They don't understand how the community solves issues, and they think they are qualified for working on reviews. It's laughable. The only gaming news channel I respect is Mortismal Gaming. That guy offers a balanced view all the time. I think writing in Elder Scrolls 6 will be fine. I care more about faction quest lines and city quests than a narrative main quest. In fact, I would be happy if Bethesda did not even feature a main quest. Give us more than 10 well-developed factions, let us start as nobodies in a nondescript small town, let the world be our oyster, and let us roleplay in peace. But that's not going to happen, is it? Bethesda will continue the same old chosen one narrative with a linear main quest, which is likely to disappoint many. Every main quest after Morrowind has been a flawed masterpiece. Well, apart from Fallout 4's main quest, which was a disaster. But yeah, I look forward to the work of these next-gen devs. I think they will have some new ideas and are extremely passionate about the Elder Scrolls. So we can expect good things there. So there you have it, guys. I have summarized my thoughts on Bethesda's Elder Scrolls 6 and writing. If you are still here, I appreciate you. Do share your thoughts in the comment section and may the divines watch over you.